Hi again then guys, and welcome to episode 3 of Quattroporte, the review series for the sports and super saloons of Gran Turismo 6. Now this car is probably the most opinion dividing vehicle in this whole series. It is of course the Fisker Karma, which is a hybrid vehicle. Most people would assume that it's an electric vehicle. You're kind of right, because the drive is provided by an electric motor, but technically it's a hybrid. It's not a full EV, and the way that works is it has an electric motor over the back wheels and it has a 2-litre turbocharged General Motors petrol engine under the bonnet. That engine though does not drive the wheels at any time. What the engine does is replenishes the battery of the motor when needed. It's quite a clever, different way of doing things, but like all engineering, it has its payoffs and its downsides. And one of them is weight. It's an extremely heavy car. Now, electric cars in general are quite heavy for their category, mainly because of current battery technology, but the Fisker is an extremely heavy car. It's one of the heaviest vehicles in the game. It weighs well over 2 tons stock, and even with the full weight loss package, it still weighs 1,788 kilos. As a result of this, it has 398 horsepower, and the power to weight ratio is not all that great. 223 horsepower per tonne is not going to break any records. However, it has 959 pound-feet of torque, and that is impressive. That's Veyron levels of torque in what is, when fully tuned, a 508 pp vehicle. Now, one of the main downsides to the car, and this is the downside that most people probably think of with an electric vehicle, is top speed. The top speed is not very good. It's a direct drive, gearless system, which is speed limited to protect the batteries, and also because over a certain speed, the pace at which you burn up battery becomes extremely inefficient. Now, the top speed on this car is 130. So at the 508 pp level, that's just not competitive. However, as I alluded to in the episode of the Dark series featuring the Nissan Leaf, the beauty of electric vehicles on Gran Turismo is that you can detune the power and change the weight as much as you want, and it has no effect whatsoever on top speed. Now that may sound like a downside. Oh, I can never get the top speed to increase. Well, yeah, that's one way of thinking about it. But that also means that you can never decrease the top speed. So even if you detune this to under 400 pp, you're still going to have a guaranteed 130 plus mile per hour potential. And at that pp level, that is highly competitive. And because it has direct drive, gearless system, and because electric motors provide their torque instantly, the acceleration at that level is still very, very good. Now, handling-wise, it's primarily classed as a rear-wheel drive, rear-engine vehicle. Technically, it's front and rear engine, but obviously the drive engine is in the back, so rear engine, rear-wheel drive. And as such, the front end is a little bit light. However, overall, it's a very good handling car. One of the best handling saloons, to be honest. Saloons are commonly known for being grippy, but having quite a lot of understeer. The Fisker Karma, ironically for being the heaviest saloon in the game, does the exact opposite. It has the best turn-in, I believe, of any of the super or sports saloons on GT6. The turn-in is incredible. It's fantastic for city tracks, both because of the turn-in and also because there's no gears to waste time with. And it's actually a surprisingly good track car. It's also very fun to drive, and there's just something inherently appealing about driving a car that's oddball, to me anyway, and this car certainly is oddball. There's nothing else quite like it in the game. Now obviously its looks are a matter of opinion. Personally, I like the look, and its overall driving style is surprising, I would say. It handles itself like a far lighter vehicle. It feels around half a tonne lighter than it actually is, which is a good trait for a super saloon to have. Now, another downside of the car, because it's not perfect, is its price. It's a 138 grand car. So there's no positive way of saying 138 grand. It is an expensive car for something that only does 130. But you do win it in career mode. And even if you didn't win it in career mode, I would suggest buying one. Now, obviously, don't buy it expecting to have some special stage Route X monster, but as long as you buy it knowing what it's good for and what not to use it for, you won't be disappointed. This is literally my go-to car for the 450 pp category. I use it all the time in seasonal events, in races, etc., and it serves me very, very well. Overall, I love this car. It's brilliant at what it does, and it doesn't claim to be more than it is. It doesn't claim to be this all-conquering thing, but as it happens in its particular niche, it's very, very hard to beat. So if you're looking for something truly different, but also very competitive in alternative racing, such as very low PP, the Fisker Karma is potentially the car for you. So if you haven't tried this car before, or just don't think it's good enough, I'd urge you to reconsider that and give it a try. And that's it for this episode, so I'll see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.